Joining us now is Okpe, with stories trending around the world.
Tundu's cracking up.
What happened there? How was your weekend?
Happy Monday.
Yes,
there is something like Happy Monday,
You
Rufai.
created
I
it.
did. It's
Happy
my
Monday's
invention.
your thing, yeah.
Good morning, Rufai.
Hi, good morning, Oji. Happy Monday.
Thank you. Happy Monday to you too.
The last time somebody said that to me, I know what they were looking for.
Yes.
Happy Monday.
Well, all right. Good morning to you, viewers. Here are some of the stories that are trending across the globe. In the United States over the weekend, the NAACP Image Awards topped the trend. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris kicked off the ceremony that celebrates Black history. In the United Kingdom, the Duke of Cambridge, Prince William, sets Twitter abuzz after being named the world's sexiest bald man. In Venezuela, tech giant Facebook has been accused of digital totalitarianism after it froze President Nicolas Maduro's page for 30 days for violating its policies on COVID-19 misinformation. In Nigeria, the national leader of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, celebrated his 69th birthday over the weekend in Kano State, while a video of the chieftain stumbling at a lecture hall during a visit to Kaduna State continues to trend. And despite Sharia law and the ban on alcohol, Nigerian Breweries PLC has been recognized as the biggest taxpayer in Kaduna State, bagging the state's Internal Revenue Service 2020 highest taxpayer Pay-As-You-Earn award. Under sports, Nigerian UFC champion Israel Adesanya's rape comment to fellow UFC middleweight fighter Kevin Holland continues to trend as he gets chalked off an ambassadorial endorsement deal with BMW. And Lewis Hamilton's quest for an 8th world title gets off to a perfect start as he wins Formula One season opener after his thrilling battle in Bahrain with Max Verstappen.
Brilliant, we hope, season in 2021 for Formula One.
Finally, under entertainment, actor Reggie Jean-Page, Viola Davis, and Eddie Murphy win big at the 2021 NAACP Image Awards, while Chadwick Boseman won Outstanding Actor posthumously for his role in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and his wife gave an emotional speech.
Thank you, NAACP Image Awards, for always giving him his flowers. He was an uncommon artist and an even more uncommon person, but the manner in which we lost him is not uncommon at all. This disease is beatable if you catch it in its early stages, so you don't have any time to waste, even if you have no family history, and even if you think that nothing is wrong. And if you are younger than 45, please be proactive about your health. Know the signs. Know the signs and know your body. Listen to your body. If you need more information and for a full list of colon cancer symptoms, you can visit standuptocancer.org/colon cancer symptoms. Please, you are so needed and you are so loved. Please take your health into your own hands. Thank you.
This was so emotional.
Thank you
to
for
watch.
sharing
I thought it was
that.
important
It's
for me to share
extremely
so our
important.
viewers can see and know how to, beat this disease, because it is beatable, like she said.
And
Really
I'm so
heartbreaking.
glad for Chadwick Boseman being recognized like this. We'll always remember our King T'Challa.
We will.
We will. Those of us who watch Black Panther.
Well, may his soul forever rest in peace. All right, I'm not going there. Don't watch it, Dr. Batty. Please. All right. Well, let's begin what's trending in Nigeria. Over the weekend, the governor of Rivers State, Wike, came under fire for gifting musicians 10 million naira each at Grammy Award-winning artist Burna Boy's homecoming concert, when workers in his state are allegedly being owed salaries. The governor made the announcement on stage to the crowd's amazement in this now viral video. Let's take a look.
Nobody gets immoral like a weekend. All of you that have come today, the Rivers people, and the Niger that have come to play today, to show the talent you have, I'm very proud of you. All of you will go home with 10 million naira each.
Shunju, I mean, I think that the artists deserve it. They're great performers. I think they deserve money. I mean, 10,000 naira, even though it's a lot of money. 10 million naira. I heard you, Dr. Abbas. 10 million naira. It's a lot of money, and I think they deserve it. But like I said, a lot of people are completely outraged because of the fact that that allegation of workers protesting unpaid salaries in his state.
They deserve it, but not from River State government coffers. They can get it from Governor Wike's personal, money that he has. That's fine, but not from River State. Because I'm wondering, where's the budget to just hand out this kind of money? Don't they operate on a budget in River State? It's in extremely poor taste. It is a horrendous gaffe. And I think the only thing to do is to apologize and rescind the gift. It's that simple. Because River State is owing the teachers money. It's also a national trend. You have the same issue in Abia, Enugu, Taraba. It happens constantly. And if the pandemic, with its lockdown, where all our children were at home and we had to teach our children, has not taught us how to appreciate teachers, I don't know what will. Last year, the year before, was it not, when President Buhari said that he's going to increase teachers' salaries and recognize teachers. He really showed appreciation for teachers on World Teachers' Day. And now you see something like this. It is awful. He has to withdraw the gift, rescind it immediately. No.
That's your opinion?
Yes, unless it's from his own personal money.
Right.
Yes.
Do we know if it's from his own personal money?
Well, he should clarify
Yes,
that.
that's the
If
other.
it is, then I don't have an issue.
Correct. Dr.
Well,
Abati.
I don't know how many minutes we still have left on this subject, but this is my view.
2 minutes.
Well, no, it's not 2 minutes.
You asked.
Now, first,
Yes.
there is no justification for the non-payment of workers' salaries.
Correct.
In this particular case in River State, the people involved, they protested just about a week ago, carried placards asking Governor Wike to pay their salaries. Now, if education is important, as we have consistently and repeatedly argued, then, of course, either in River State or in Osun State or any state of the Federation, the salaries of workers, be they teachers or laborers, must be paid. There's no justification for it, particularly in the light of the kind of extravagance and the conspicuous consumption that we see on the part of public officials and state governments. So there is a point there. And the people who are reacting are saying, well, you've not paid us salaries. Now you are giving out 10 million to artists. But there is a dividing line. The dividing line is that government also has a responsibility to celebrate people, to celebrate those people that Nigerians refer to as that the federal government refer to as diamonds. Now, what Damian Ogulu, popularly known as Burna Boy, is worthy of celebration. I will not condemn the governor of River State for giving him a grand reception. I mean, look at those pictures. He went there with his friends, with his parents, and his state of origin celebrating him. I think Governor Wike was trying to identify that, look, this is our own. And he was also trying to send a strong message to other young persons from either that part of the country or from other parts of Nigeria to say that when you excel in whatever you do, you will be celebrated. He gave Burna Boy 10 million and a plot of land in the Port Harcourt GRA. I do not have a problem with that because these are two separate things, payment of salaries and celebrating excellence. What I would have loved to see, however, is for Governor Wike to make sure that he does the same thing, for people who excel in other fields. When people get first class from the universities, they get given 10,000 naira as a way of celebrating them. Okay, but in other cases, you'll find that they get millions. We should also celebrate the intellect. Now, in that same River State, there used to be under Rotimi Amechi something called the Port Harcourt Literary and Book Festival. We used to go to Port Harcourt every year. The lady in charge of it was Koko Kulango. Now, when Wike took over, we've not had that book festival being supported by the River State government. I hope that now that Nyesome Wike wants to support the arts, he should return to that very important project, promoting literature and writing that Rotimi Amechi supported throughout the time he was governor. Now, when Wike got there, he abandoned that. So he's supporting entertainment now. Let him also support that because I think what he has done is in a very good spirit. As for the other entertainers who were there, they performed. These guys are not, they are not doing charity.
Yes.
If you are celebrating one of your own and you invite them and they come, they go on stage, they will be paid for their services. Now it's the responsibility of the people of Rivers State to now go ahead and find out whether Wike took the money from his fat security votes, or whether or not the money was, wired under a particular heading. Therefore, a state government to support the arts and culture and to encourage a man who has put Nigeria on the world map.
Absolutely.
I have no problems with that, and I think Wike should be commended in that regard. As for the teacher salaries, yes, that's another matter. You should pay salaries. No state government should owe salaries. Okay?
All right.
Fine.
Well said, Dr. Bati. Rufai, your take on this story?
I don't see anything wrong in celebrating a man that is winning the award for the first time that most Nigerians need to win to mean something as regards our musical prowess. And I don't see anything wrong with that. But what I see something wrong with is the underlying issues in Rivers State. The issues of massive unemployment that I please beg the governor to address, 43.7%. A lot of the people, too, that came to see and celebrate Burna Boy are unemployed. We can also deploy the resource of the state to ensuring that these people get things to do. The economic viability of Rivers State has suffered after companies started to leave, which is not the governor's fault, I'm saying. But how can we bring back the investors to Rivers State? I was with one of the people that did an overall impact exit assessment on the Michelin plant in Port Harcourt. And one of the guys were telling me that over 40,000 direct jobs were lost in Rivers State when the Michelin plant left in the early 2000s. Till date, I'm not sure that we still have a factory in Rivers State that are providing people 40,000 direct jobs. Those are the things I'm concerned about. It's good to celebrate people that are doing good, but we must also provide an enabling environment where every young people in Rivers State can do good, just like Burna Boy. Because the reason Burna Boy can do good was because he had a good support base. He had his mother. We all forget that Burna Boy didn't stay too much in this country. He's a returnee. So there's a support system that could even make him take meetings with Universal Records and some other big distribution channels abroad. But how many Rivers people have that opportunity? So the governor, in celebrating too, should provide that level playing field that the child of a nobody out of Rivers State too can aspire to do well. And it starts with creation of jobs and payment of teacher salary and doing everything necessary to help the citizens of Rivers State so that we will not have young people going to carry guns and resort to crime and cultism activities, because the unemployment rate is 43.7% in a state that collects 13% derivation allocation.
If this profligacy is okay, I'm going to get Anthony Joshua on the phone. He needs to come back to Nigeria because he left without 10 million naira.
Good point. We have to go
on.
Really,
let's all just
Sure. We have to go on a quick break. And when we come back, what's trending on the morning show will continue. Stay with us. Welcome back to the morning show. We're still on what's trending. Reports that the federal government intercepted 3,000 doses of fake COVID-19 vaccines sent to Africa from China have made the rounds on social media. In an advisory issued over the weekend to medical directors of the federal government tertiary institutions in the country by the director of the Department of Hospital Services in the Federal Ministry of Health, there are indications that the fake COVID-19 vaccines are already in circulation on the continent. The Federal Ministry of Health has further stressed that the Nigeria Customs Service has designated the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport as the only point of entry for imported COVID-19 vaccine. I thought it was important that I brought up this story because obviously a lot of people may not know that this fake COVID-19 vaccines are already in Nigeria and they are circulating. I remember I did my COVID-19 vaccine this last week, beginning of last week, and I made sure to look at the actual container because there was also a circular by the Federal Ministry of Health, indicating that you have to, these are the signs for you to know the real AstraZeneca COVID-19. They come with the NAFDAC batch number as well. So, I mean, it is appalling that this is happening. And you see, some of the reasons why the Stop Asian Hate crisis is still ongoing is because of stories like this, when we hear that these fake COVID-19 vaccines are coming from China, the same, country that the whole virus came from. So, it's a lot of stories that are going on social media, conversations about this fake COVID-19 vaccine, and I thought it was important for people to know.
They're also coming from the UK,
different
Spain,
parts of,
Russia,
but that one, China, is the one that,
but I don't think we need to demonize China.
Right.
But you were saying that warning, it wasn't issued in a vacuum, unfortunately. That warning was issued because there were fake vaccines circulating, and it's just so disgusting. I mean, why can't we ever, as a human race, just stand together and just do things properly? I was saying earlier that I saw this article, and it actually had pictures of adverts on the dark web saying, you can buy your vaccine, Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, Sputnik 5, Sinopharm, same-day delivery. Like they were advertising, I don't know, clothing or whatever. It's so disgusting how criminals just come in, exploit, manipulate every single system. And yes, you're right that the government has been proactive with, the NAFDAC batch number, which will be helpful, I hope, in curbing some of these counterfeit situations that are going to happen. But I do wonder about people who will actually take these vaccines and what could happen to them.
Thinking that they are
yes, and this is why everybody
vaccinated.
must be careful and do things properly. Go through only designated officials to get your vaccine. Last week I was saying that some people were bragging to a reputable doctor that I know how they get theirs in their homes and in their office. They were bragging, thinking it's some elitist cool thing, that they are above the hoi polloi who have to go to all these health centers. But the fact of the matter is that you don't know what you're being injected with. You don't know that that person in the health center, even if it's original, has siphoned off a few vials, wrapped them in a handkerchief, which is one of the things that he heard. It's probably become tepid as opposed to cold, and then you get that injected in your arm. It's probably expired. So people just need to do things the proper way, go through the authorized channels.
Yeah, everyone needs to be careful.
Well, with reports of the third wave, of the likely third wave in Europe, and the crisis in terms of the supply of the vaccines, and the manufacturers also saying that they are having issues. It's not only AstraZeneca or Oxford having issues with the production rate. Even in India, the Serum Institute of India, they are also finding it very difficult to keep up with the demand. Now, there's likely to be a lot of desperation, self-preservation in the first responsibility of any human being. So people will be desperate in trying to get vaccinated, particularly in those parts of the world where there is no hesitation as to the safety or efficacy of the vaccine. But I think that the responsibility is at various levels. Interpol issued what it calls orange notice long ago, as far back as November, December 2020.
Yeah, I remember.
To warn about, rackets, counterfeit vaccines, scammers getting into that business to make a profit. And it's good that that security warning came. But the responsibility to protect the populace is at various levels. Governments. The other day, was it you or Adesu that brought the story about how in Oyo State, the Oyo State governor insisted on conducting what he called a sterility test to make sure that the vaccines that even came through the Nigerian government will be safe enough for the people of Oyo State. And I hope that, within the official channel, state governments will also consider conducting such sterility tests to make sure that whatever is brought is good enough and it's not being compromised. Second, the disposal of the virus, the security of the vaccine itself, because after administering it and then you dispose carelessly, people will go and take those small bottles, they will go and, use them. Horrible. We hope that that will not happen. We also hope that there will be security at the highest level for the warehouses where these vaccines are kept.
Very good point.
Because that was a point that was made by the Presidential Task Force. Keep these vaccines safe. And we know here in Nigeria, people are very bold when it comes to attacking warehouses because they will think, oh, you are keeping these
We've seen those
vaccines
yes.
like palliatives.
We've seen
they will
them,
go and
yes.
take them. They will take them away. Now, the other issue, of course, which you raised, is that when you want to take the vaccine, check the bottle. Okay, how many of these persons, say Lagos State, for example, from phase 1 to phase 4, are educated enough, enlightened enough to be able to read the small bottle? Okay, so the average Nigerian, it's at risk. So it's for government at the federal level and also at the state level to make sure that they take the necessary precautions. As for individuals, well, the point is clear. Do not get your vaccine from unauthorized vaccination centers. In Lagos State has 88 vaccination centers. And also, we have been told, do not buy from online sources.
Good point,
because those
Dr.
online
Bati.
sources are not approved by the WHO or other, accredited international agencies.
Rufai, your take on the story, if you can, quickly, so we can take our final story if possible.
I think we should take our final story because I'd spoken much about the story earlier.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take our final story. Over the weekend, soldiers of an unidentified unit in Operation Lafia Dole were protesting their posting to a location in the theater operation, citing non-payment of allowances and, again, for poor equipment. The aggrieved soldiers were said to be at the Mai Marari barracks, where they besieged the headquarters of the theater command in Borno State, shooting sporadically into the air following their deployment. According to reports, some of the soldiers who spoke under anonymity recalled how the whole unit that went for reinforcement when Marty was captured last month perished under superior firepower of enemy forces. Rufai, your take on this story? This is appalling. Again, we are seeing this protest. All of a sudden, again,
all of a sudden, again,
Yes.
the military should investigate this. At first, they released a report saying that this is not true. What happened, that some people had even left the military and things like this. At a critical point in a war like this, we shouldn't be having dissenting voices. The morale should be highest, if there's anything like that. It should be so high that when you wake up in Nigeria, soldier, you say morale, you say hi, 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 hi.
Right.
That's what he should be saying. And how can morale be high? Pay them what is due to them. Ensure that they don't get battle fatigue. When you are supposed to change them and service them and put new guys in, put them in. Give them the equipment. Give them everything that will serve them to be able to defeat these insurgents.
Correct.
Because we need to go back to our lives. You can never give back the 10 years that Boko Haram insurgents have taken away from all of us in our national lives in this country. You never know, maybe you want to invest in factories up north in Maiduguri and the likes, even in Sambisa Forest. But we can't do it because of insecurity and insurgency. So give these guys everything they need so that they can fight and prosecute this war once and for all. One of the saddest sights I saw was when Nigerian soldiers were praising Chadian soldiers and say, yes, the Chadian soldiers are not any better than our valiant Nigerian soldiers. Yeah. Those that are giving money to do this, they should do it. Heavy security vote is voted for them every time. In this country, what are they doing with the money?
All right, Rufai. Thank you. Very well said. Well, that's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today.
Thank you,
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Janeka. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Okay.